Judith Moritz.
BBC Radio Manchester.
Great to have your company. Lovely to be here. Loads to come in the next hour. In a few minutes' time, we'll be hearing about a new festival which will be celebrating Manchester's architecture. It's on this weekend. It'll give you the chance to take a sneaky peek at some amazing buildings. I'll be talking tech with techie Tom Cheesewright, who's popping into the studio. He'll have news of Amazon moving into online grocery delivering. If you want to take an actual tour inside the city's most interesting buildings, it's not always easy, which is why this next item is a real treat. This weekend, Manchester will play host to a 3-day festival of architecture called Curious. It offers the chance to tour a whole range of buildings and locations from Ancoats and Piccadilly Basin to the old Granada Studios. And architect Lisa Raynes is the founder of the festival, joins me in the studio now. We've already made friends because you've given me a free badge, so that's that's a brilliant start. Lisa, just tell me first of all the idea behind the festival. It's the first time that Curious has happened, isn't it?
That's right. I sit on with the Manchester Architects. It's the Manchester, formerly known as the Manchester Society of Architects, and we thought this was a really good public-facing event. The idea is to engage the public in architecture and try and make it a bit more fun. We want to get people in buildings, behind the scenes, seeing things that they wouldn't normally see. As architects, we get a chance to go into really interesting buildings, you know, when they're on site, you know, something that's about to be redeveloped. It's an opportunity for you guys to get involved as well. So we've got a real range of buildings, events, opportunities. We've got sort of a last glimpse into old Granada Studios.
Because it's being redeveloped, isn't it? So I guess
is.
this is a really rare opportunity before that happens to see a snatch of moment in time there.
That's right. So you've got all the history around the old Granada Studios, and then hopefully there's an opportunity to go into the bonded warehouses. There's they take up an enormous swathe of Manchester, and you can have a chat and talk to them about the new plans that they've got around that area. Also on our list, we've got the warehouse project. So it's in the old
nightclub.
Yeah, but during the day.
Well,
so you get
with the lights on.
with the lights. So it's actually in the old air raid shelters underneath Piccadilly Station. So you get a glimpse behind. So it would appeal to the youth.
Yeah.
But also those interested in historic Manchester as well.
And what about, because it's buildings, and here at BBC Radio Manchester, when we're playing Moritz's Mind Boggler, where we look at different landmarks. So today we had Strangeways Prison, as you and I would know, at Manchester Prison. But, you know, in the past I've gone for the Beetham Tower, brand new it's actually not that new anymore, is it? I remember it being built there. All sorts of amazing buildings around Greater Manchester, too many to choose from, really. How do you make a start there? I mean, there's a real range on offer.
There is. We've gone for quite a cultural aspect to this. We've got the Museum of the Year. This year that's the Whitworth Art Gallery, which is shortlisted for the Sterling Prize. So we've got a tour there by the curator, so you'll get to see behind the scenes there. We've got Manchester's iconic building, the Manchester Art Gallery, and again, tour by the curator, so you can have a look down in the stores, so stuff that's not usually out on show.
So even if these are buildings that you might have visited as a member of the public, what you're saying is this would give you the chance to see perhaps areas that you may not normally get a view of or a glimpse of.
Absolutely. We've also got the RNCM, the Royal Northern College of Music, and that's a proper behind-the-scenes tour. You'll get to go behind the theatre, see how theatres operate, go into all the stores. It's really an exciting tour there.
And Cheetham School as well, which is, I mean, what a building with amazing history to it.
We've got the architect Roger Stevenson taking a tour around there, so you get a glimpse of the old and the new there.
Yes, because the new addition, of course, which sits alongside the old building. What are your personal favourites around Manchester? When this list goes on, and I should say that there's a great website if you want to go online. manchestercurious.com has the list of all of these different buildings and what you'll be able to see. But well, I don't know, maybe it's unfair a favourite, but there's several favourites. Where do you like visiting? What do you admire?
I like exploring areas that you wouldn't normally see. So tunnels, canals, which is why the warehouse project is so interesting. We want to be looking at this tour for next year as well, and we really do want to get into some more unusual spaces. So if you can help at all.
A plea for help. So actually, this is the inaugural event, but you'd like people who have access to buildings that you haven't managed to get into this time.
Absolutely.
Anywhere in mind?
Oh,
now's a good time to plug it.
Bootle Street Police Station.
GMP, if you're listening, yes. So Bootle, that's again a really interesting building, isn't it?
London Road Fire Station. The ballroom on top of Primark.
There's a ballroom on top, is there?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so space, and I'd like to be able to get into some really tall spaces. Some fabulous penthouse apartments. We've not managed to get them on the list this year.
Top of the Beetham Tower, yeah. I went up there when it was being built, and I looked out, amazing view of Manchester, but the fire alarm went off while I was at the top, and it took us 45 minutes to walk down. I don't advise that building unless you use the lift. You've had a great response to this, Lisa, so far. I know some of the tickets have already gone, but there's still availability out there. What should people do if they want to come along? So
have a look at our website, manchestercurious.com, and just have a look through to see what's available. We've got Mustard Tree, who are also our charity partner. They're a homeless charity, and they're opening their doors. They're home to a number of charity organisations, from furniture upcycling, and there's an art gallery there and a cafe. They're in Ancoats, aren't they? Yeah. I mean, that part of town, actually, the Ancoats in the northern quarter, is fascinating to walk around. I think you're doing some walking tours, some of the sort of nooks and crannies that perhaps you might miss normally. That's right. We've got a number of Ancoats tours, actually. We've got either the industrial heritage side, which is being run by Julian Holder. We've got Kenmouth wandering around the northern quarter, and over at New Islington we've got Tom Bloxham and Jonathan Schofield leading a tour around there. So you'll get to see a real mix across the eras. Manchester Modernists are joining us on a tour, and they're going to be looking at Manchester after the bomb, so questioning the quality of some of the recent architecture. We always like a little bit of a bit of controversy there at the end. Okay, so Lisa Raynes, founder of Curious, thank you for coming in, and that website address again, or if you want tickets, just so that people can log on, is manchestercurious.com. That's right. Thank you very much. Okay, lovely. Time now is 17 minutes past 4.